Mizuki is an incredible new hero that has been released in Overwatch 2, and I've been covering him this whole week, and I thought I'd break down his perks. He has an extremely diverse set of perks that you really can't go wrong with, but I thought I'd break them all down one by one, explain what they're good for, why you'd want to pick one, and which one you might want to pick over the other in what scenario. These are all my initial thoughts. Again, it's been less than a week even. Things are about to change. They might nerf some perks, they might buff some perks, but these are just my general impression moving forward. So let's get right into it. First perk is Wellspring. This means your aura generation is increased by 25%. So that means for every attack that you do, the amount the aura goes up is obviously just increased. This makes it extremely easy to build a full stack aura and to maintain high aura. Let me just show off the difference it can make. So I'm on 1x now, right? And I'm going to hit a headshot and it goes up to 1.4. We're going to choose this perk. Seems right. And we're going to hit another headshot and it goes up to 1.6. Now obviously that seems like a small increase, but if that was a couple body shots like that, which is that's quite normal to hit, that's already 2 times. Then as it starts going down, you just have to hit another shot and you can maintain it. And obviously the tether gives a ton, and then even your healing gives a ton of aura, right? So the more regeneration you have, the more likely you are to keep a full maxed aura, which means you're able to heal way more. A 25% increase is quite a lot. Over the course of the whole game, you might not even notice the amount that you are healing, but it is substantially higher than if you didn't have the perk. I think it is really strong passively. It is passive value, and that is always great on a perk. A passive value means you don't have to think about it too much, and so then you can just pick it and it's always going to be good. This is just a strong perk. I recommend it as it is the easiest to get value out of. Exposed Soul. Exposed Soul is a great perk. Also a really good perk. Like I said, this guy has great perks. Mizuki is a character that is good at dueling. I've mentioned this a million times. This makes him even better at these duels. If you're able to hit your tether and a headshot, I mean, this guy is pretty much dead. And remember, it's your damage that get buffs, not the rest of your team. I know it doesn't say that, but some people might think that the person takes more damage. You deal more damage to them. This can be extremely strong in a 1v1 against a flanker, and it can also be extremely strong into a character like Winston, Ball, Doom, pretty much just like the dive tanks, right? Because it means you do more damage, you can keep them in place, which is really easy to land on these characters, and then easy to hit your shots, and they will just get shredded. Let's show off some of the damage increase that you get from this. We do a normal tether, and we can just headshot, and then it's like a melee to kill. Let's grab the perk. We hit our tether, we headshot, and they're dead. Right, we miss out on needing the melee. Let's try this on a character like, Winston. Winston dives into you. You tether him, and then you headshot, and you do this, and you do that. While your team is still shooting him, that guy is probably going to die, right? It really does enable you to do a ton more damage to these characters. Where you'll probably see less value out of this perk are games where you aren't consistently hitting chain or able to shoot your chain to target. So these could be shield tanks and long-ranged heroes. They're quite tough to hit chains on consistently. You're never going to really chain Ashe, Widow, Cass, even Sojourn at times. Even though she is mobile, she's going to be playing further enough away from you that's going to be difficult. Reinhardt's difficult to get tether on unless he charges into you. Same with Sigma and Domina and Ram. And these are also characters that naturally have a lot more armor, a lot more block and survivability, which means the damage is going to be a little more negligible. Conveniently, these are the comps that are really difficult to build aura into, so that's why you would pick Wellspring here. That segues into the conclusion. Conclusion of the minor perks. Wellspring is a good default if you just want that passive value, you don't want to think about it. But they both support opposite styles. Exposed Soul, for instance, is better into teams that you're already healing a lot into, right? You're able to build a lot of aura and have very punishable dives and or close range targets that you are taking fights with. Whereas Wellspring is better when you're finding it difficult to build your aura and keep your aura, and maybe you're playing into these long range characters, these Rhines, these Sigmas and Dominas. So they're both two opposite ends. I think Wellspring naturally is slightly stronger most of the time than Exposed Soul, but if you believe in your chain hitting ability, then absolutely you can go for it. It is a great perk. Moving on to the majors. Resident Return. This is a flat buff perk. Some perks are just flat buffs. This just gives you more healing, more aura, and another hat to bounce around, right? It's really good into the exact same things as Wellspring, right? You're going to pick this in a similar instance where you might want to pick Wellspring. If your team is all clumped and brawly, this becomes even stronger. Let's just show it off a little bit now. Right, so I don't have Wellspring, so my regeneration is normal regen. I'm going to use one hat, and it's going to bounce to me. Right, and there we saw it bounce 3 times. Let's do it again. It bounced 3 times. Okay, and let's do one additional bounce. Just got to make sure they actually line up with each other. It needs line of sight of everyone, pretty much. All right, ready? Boom, boom. I skipped it. See? There, that should be good. See, it is really tough to get the 4th one off in a practice range just because it requires all 4 to be in line of sight of each other. It's hard to show off in here because it just requires this insane amount of line of sight. But that's what I was saying. If your teams all come together, it is just more healing. It does just bounce more times. It's going to build your aura quicker. Yada, yada, yada. I don't pick this one too often, but it definitely has its place, and it definitely will provide value. All the perks will, but it's not my preferred major. Quick Step. This is my favorite perk from Mizuki, right? The speed boost is essentially 2 extra seconds on Katashiro return. That is huge. If it's just said straight up you get extra seconds, you would think it was stronger. But move speed essentially just means you have more time to set up and use your Katashiro return. I love this perk. There's also a team speed boost if they're in your aura, which can be seriously great when you're engaging with everyone at once, right? Actually, genuinely can be really, really useful. But just the single speed up to yourself is incredible. Let's just show off some of that speed boost, right? Okay. So I'm going to start from like... let's actually show off how far I might better go, right? We're going to start from like here. And then we're going to go... We don't even make it the full 40 meters, right? Without the perk, we did not make it the full 40 meters. Let's try it with the perk. And we had about half a second to spare. We probably could have like 45 meters, right? That's about 10 more meter increase, right? That's, again, like I said, that's like a whole second increase of where you can go. And if you see it in a practical sense of just like, you can come all the way over here, you can bounce around, come around this corner, shoot, and then you would better TP back if I wasn't a bum and just forgot to press shift. But yeah, you'd better TP back. You can just basically win more duels with this. You're moving quicker, harder to hit. You're able to take way deeper angles, way more aggressive angles. I actually have some clips of me, I think, with the perk or without the perk, but you can see some of the things I'm able to get away with this perk. It can be a bit silly, but also this is a real key thing. The ability becomes a much better disengage tool, right? Becomes so much better at jumping away from people diving you and creating space. I think of it like a Wu Yang shift. Because think about it, right? You're just moving normally, someone dives you, and you go, whoop, and boom, you're over here. Like, you literally are untouchable. And then they jump you again, you just TP back. Which I've had happen multiple times. I've had a... Oh my god, Genji Blade. This is like one of the only... freaking one of the supports I can just win into Genji Blade, right? So Genji jumps on you. You dash away. He dashes to me, and then I just TP back, and he can't close the gap. He just can't close the gap. It's so good. It is really good. And I don't think you can fully do that without the movement speed perk. It's just phenomenal for escaping dives, marking angles, and dueling people. Again, just having fights. Major perk conclusion. Similarly to the minor perks, both are really good and do different things. Resonant Return is really good for the same reasons as Wellspring. It's easy to build aura, helps in brawling matchups, even from your team or the enemy team. Quick Step is strongest when your healing is already high, and it's good for escaping dives and taking deep flanks and duels. Overall conclusion, you cannot go wrong with Mizuki perks. I like to put them into 2 categories, defensive and offensive, with Wellspring and Resonant being defensive perks, and Exposed Soul and Quick Step being offensive perks. The defensive perks are best into shield tanks and long-range threats, whereas the offensive perks are best into dive tanks and close-range threats. Both complete opposites, and that is why I love this guy's perk set. They do 2 different things, and I think all 4 are usable. Not 3, not just 2, or 4 are usable perks. Like, great perks that I wouldn't go wrong with. I hope I could help. I will answer any questions, best of my ability, and stick around for more Mizuki content. This guy is a ton of fun. Peace out. Enjoy your day.